Hey, 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 welcome to the class on 7 habits of highly successful women. If you want to be a woman who is on a mission, a woman who is focused, driven, a woman that can attract abundance into her life, if that's you, then you want to really listen to this class and take copious notes. Okay, because I'm going to show you how to be a highly effective, successful woman. All right. And when I first talk about being a successful woman, sometimes we can think it just means about money. Okay. Sometimes we're like, oh, yeah, I want a loads of money. I want to get a lot of money and have all these material things. But I'm not saying that. I'm saying being a woman, yes, who has abundance in her life for real, you're prosperous, but you're also able to cultivate and bring forth things into her life, like good health. You're able to cultivate good health. You're able to, speak things into existence, whether you want a new job, whether you want a thriving business, whether you want the man of your dreams, whatever it is, an effective, a successful woman is able to do those things. So I have my notes on my laptop. So let me just bring this closer to me. All right. Who's ready for class? Type yes, yes, yes. We are at number 8. When we're in number 8, we're going to dive deep. We're going to focus. We're going to, just imagine that we're all in a house together. Okay. Imagine that we're at number 8. We're all in the same living room. We're all there. We're all learning. We're all growing together. Okay. So let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right. So, to be a highly successful woman, the first thing you must do is to be proactive. Okay, be proactive. Being proactive means a woman who takes responsibility for her life. Listen, let me tell you something. There are things that are going to happen in our life. Okay, there's people that are going to let us down. There's circumstances that are going to come in our life to take us off track. Meaning you're going to press go on the project. You have your team in place. You're excited, and then at a drop of a hat, people start pulling out. People start dropping off, and you're like, "What is happening? Why is this happening to me?" Right? But a successful woman is proactive. Like, if I had my whiteboard, I'd draw this, but imagine a circle. Okay, there's a circle in the middle, and that is your circumstances. That's the things that you cannot control, like people. You cannot control people. You cannot control the weather. You cannot control the climate. There's so many things that you cannot control. And if you can imagine a bigger circle, all right, a bigger circle, and that is what you can control. And I say bigger because the bigger circle you can control, meaning if it is raining outside and you had on a cute little dress and you was going out, your hair was done, you could be reactive and be like, you know what, it's raining. Oh my goodness, why is this happening to me? It always rains. You can go on that journey and create more of that in your life. Or you can be a woman that says, you know what, it's raining. Let me just go upstairs and get an umbrella real quick. Let me just quickly do my hair in a different style quickly. You can be a proactive woman who just gets it done without complaining. Does that make sense? Type yes if that makes sense. Be a proactive woman that's just like, you know what? I'm going to go get it done. I'm not waiting for the rain to stop. I'm not waiting for someone to pick me up. I'm going to be someone that can go and get it done. Okay. Being proactive. We cannot control what happens in our life. You cannot. You cannot be positive. No, to control it. Once it's in your life, it's there. Now, if you are a proactive woman, you can start inviting more positive things into your life. Meaning, like, I don't want to attract that anymore. Like, I don't want to attract, bad experiences. I don't want to attract those type of people. You can be that woman that starts calling forth better things into her life. Okay. So the first habit is to be proactive. Focus on what you can control rather than what you can't. The second thing is to begin with the end in mind. Okay. A highly successful woman knows where she's going. I always say this, right? If I'm telling you, come to my house, everyone come over to my house, what's the first thing you will ask for? Type it in the chat. What's the first thing you would ask for if I said, everyone come to my house on Saturday at 2 p.m.? The first thing you would ask for is my address, right? You'll be like, Coach, okay, where do you live? But it amuses me that so many people go through life and they don't know the destination, they don't know the address of where they're going. Yes, you're going to want to know the time and what to wear and what to bring and all that stuff, but you need to know where it is. Like, how can you be waking up every single morning and not having an address, a destination of not just of what you want? All right, sometimes we think the destination is just of what I want. I want this 5-bedroom house. I want this car. No, what type of woman do you want to be? What address what kind of woman do you want to be? How do you want to look? How do you want to show up in the world? What kind of communication do you want to have? How do you want to talk? How do you want to speak? What do you want your family to be like? You need a destination. Okay? If you wouldn't walk out of your house and not know where you're going every day, then why would you do that with your life? You know, God gave us the keys to the kingdom. He gave us this temple. He gave us this amazing temple for us to navigate and move through life, right? Why don't we take control over that? I'm excited because it's the end of the year, the time of this recording, and we've got the vision creation experience. Who knows the VCE? Type VCE in the chat. We've got this 7-day experience that I'm taking my women on. That's going to help you have the destination in the 7 most important areas of your life. Okay, there are 7 areas that you need to be having that goal, having that map for your life. Okay, so we'll get into that and I'll give you details about that later. But begin with the end in mind. Come on, who are you? What do you do? How do you operate? Begin with the end in mind. Number 3 is a highly successful woman puts first things first. But that can only come with step 2 of beginning with the end in mind. When I say put first things first, all right, and you know, I'm getting all this good information, I should have said it before, from the book 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I'm giving you the bite size, but you definitely want to go read the book and take what you want for yourself. But put first things first. Okay, you have laid the map. Let's just say you've laid the map. You're going to be proactive, right? But you don't have your priorities in order. Okay, you don't know what first things that you should do. You should start with the important and urgent things always. Okay, if it's important, if it's urgent, you got to do it. Okay, you cannot procrastinate. You cannot give yourself, you cannot, listen to this, you cannot allow your brain to jump in the driver's seat of your life. You cannot allow your mind to jump in the driver's seat of your life. What do I mean by that? If you say the first things first, I need to send these emails, because if I don't send these emails, I'm not going to get the goal done. When you go to send the emails, your brain, your mind is going to say, don't do it now. Do it later. You're hungry. You're tired. Stop. Rest. You've got to override that with your word. Remember, the word is the only thing you have complete control over. I can make you move your body. I can physically make you move your body, but I can't make you speak. You can do that. And the word that flows out of your mouth shall not come back to you void. Okay, that's what God has said, right? The words that flow out of your mouth shall not come back to you void. So whether you speak life or whether you speak death, you will attract that into your life. This ain't the secret. This ain't no law of attraction. This is what God has said. I love myself. I approve of myself. I'm going to get up every morning and do this. Or you can speak death. I'm tired. I don't know what to do. I'm stuck. I'm frustrated. Which one do you want to speak? Life or death? Type it in the chat. Life or death? Like, we need to start speaking life. I know what side I want to be on. I want to start speaking life over me. Okay, type life. I hope everyone is in alignment, in agreement with that. All right. Put first things first. This is something we will do on the VCE. Is we will literally figure out what's the first thing first. Sometimes you can hear that and be like, "Oh, I don't know what to do." You know, but put first things first. You have to have a snapshot of your life. You have to write down everything of what you want to do, how you want it to look, in order to even have that conversation of putting first things first. Okay. Number four. Yes, awesome. Number 4 is to think win-win. A highly successful woman always thinks win-win. If you are in a relationship, you are thinking, how can I make myself win, my husband win, my children win, my whole household has to win. If you are a woman that is just thinking about herself, okay, I think we're in a culture right now, a time in life where it's like, if it doesn't feel right to me, I'm cutting it off, I'm blocking it off. No, no, if you keep on doing that, you're going to block off your blessings. Imagine if God blocked you off because of all the mistakes and sins that you've made. Okay, he forgives us, He gives us grace. Okay, so if we're living in that world where it's just about me, you're not going to be able to take that jump, that leap to the next phase. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Type yes in the chat. If you're like, I understand, I know it's hard. Sometimes you just want to do some things to some people, but you have to think, how can we both win? Because what you put out into the world is what you're going to get back tenfold. Okay. What you put out into the world, I don't care how you try to hide, is going to come back tenfold. So you better think about how can we all win as a group. You see what I'm trying to create here is a space where we're all winning, a space where women are on a mission. And I'm thinking, how can I win? I want to build my business. I want to reach another 1,000 women. Right, that was my first goal, to hit 1,000 women. We hit thousands of women. My next goal in this next phase is, how can I hit 1,000 women? I want to build my business. I want to build my brand. But in return, I have to give you something, right? I have to make sure that you're getting something. I have to make sure that you're living your life, right? In order for me to live mine. I'm always thinking win-win. For those of you who are business owners, you can't just be thinking, oh, I want the money. I want the money. What are you giving to the other person? Okay, what are you giving to the other person? Is your product really well thought out? Is it good? Okay, your partner, you can't be thinking, oh, he don't love me, I want to be loved in a certain way. Are you loving him? Right? Think win-win. Someone type win in the chat. Type win in the chat. Someone type win in the chat. We are going to be thinking win-win. How can I win this? How can I get through this? Okay. Type win in the chat so I know you can hear me. All right. Type win. Let's speak it out. Win. I'm going to think win. I'm going to think, how can we all win? How can I win? How can they win? How can we win? Because I don't want nothing to block my blessings. I don't want nothing to block my blessings. So I'm going to think win wherever I go. Okay. Number 5. This is a huge one, and it just follows on, I guess, is to seek first to understand, then be understood. Listen, ladies, if you're anything like me, I'm a bit of a controlling person, if I'm honest. Like, I want things to be my way. Okay, I want to be heard, I want to be understood, but that's not how it goes in life, especially if you're cultivating something and you're becoming successful. You have to think, let me understand what this person's saying. Let me understand what we're trying to achieve. Let me understand what is happening before I can be understood. Woo! This is a hard one. This is a hard one because, come on, let's be honest. We have a cognitive bias on life. People have a cognitive bias on life, and it's always like, I know what to do. I know what I should be doing. I know how it should be done. We're not thinking about the other person or the other thing. So when you're working in a group, or you're in a relationship, or you're in a friendship, let's move through 2024 and 2025 thinking, how can I understand what's going on here? Especially with the things that trigger you. You know, things that trigger you and bring up uncomfortable feelings is normally because a story that you haven't cleaned up, a story that you haven't got rid of yet. Okay, a story is a tale that you tell yourself that stops you from moving forward in your life. Okay, so when you think about, let me understand, it's like, why does this bother me? What am I not understanding here? And you can actually ask God to guide you on that in the moment. You can actually say, Lord, you can close your eyes and say, Lord, help me to understand what's being said here. Help me to understand what this person means. Heavenly Father, help me to see things differently. All right. And depending on how strong and aligned you are with God, He will turn things around in the moment. He will give you an epiphany. He will give you a new insight, a new perspective in that moment. Okay. Because you are aligned. But seek first to understand, then you can be understood. Building a business, likewise, you have to understand your audience. You have to understand what they want for them to even listen to you. Some of you are posting, trying to make sales, and you're not doing the first step. You're not seeking to understand what the market needs. You're not seeking to understand what are they yearning for. Then they will listen to you when you're supplying that, when you're in alignment with that. Okay, that's a huge one. I want everyone to get that one. Everyone to take it home and really take their life to the next level. The sixth thing is to synergize. Once you are proactive, you're beginning with the end in mind. You're putting first thing first. You're thinking win-win. You're understanding. You're being understood. To synergize means to collaborate with others. Okay, it is hard to build by yourself. I'm so grateful for my sister Kim. Okay, I'm so grateful for my sister Kim. I was like talking to her before this class, like really priming my mind and getting ready. And I'm so grateful for Kim. She's been such a force in my life. She's been such a angel in my world that she is able to help me think straight, help me stay on my goals, and hold me accountable. And it's those people in your life that you do need. It might not be family. You might not have a sister or a brother or something like that can really hold you accountable. It might have to be this tribe here. Right? It might have to be what we're cultivating right here to be like, let's stick together. Like, obviously, I'm only one person, so I do try and DM and reply to messages as much as I can, but I'm only one person. But if we are coming together as women and we're loving on each other, we're not trying to, be ahead or compete. We're like, you know what? This is my sister. She's just like me. Let's build together. Let's collaborate together. Two is better than one. Someone type two in the chat. Two is better than one. Okay, two is better than one. I know you're all writing your notes, but I want you to type two in the chat. Two is better than one. Align yourself with a group that you feel aligned with. Align yourself with a leader that you feel aligned with. All right. And together we can all start pushing forward. Be open to criticism. Right? Be open to being told, hey, I don't think you should be doing it like that. Be open to being that person. You can't just be in this world, be like, I'm not listening to anyone. No, that's not the right attitude. Right? Synergize, get aligned with people, get aligned with people. And number 7 is kind of my favorite, but number 7 is to sharpen the saw. Okay. If we are on a mission, right? Think about it. We are on a mission. We are going out there. We're doing things. You have to get stronger every single day. I was talking to Kim about this, and I was saying to her, like, wow, we've come a long way, but there's still a lot to do. There's still a lot of learning to do, right? Just a little backstory about my business. I've had to learn how to film, record, edit myself. Like, I want to be a life coach. I didn't plan to do all of that. Do you understand what I'm saying? I did not plan to learn how to film, to light, to do makeup, to do hair. But if I want consistency, I want speed. I can't wait for someone else's schedule to be right, all the time. There's going to be a time and place for that, but I can't wait for my videographer to be free or for the editor to be free. Imagine if they're not. I have to know how to do things myself, right? And I'm like, in my house, I might want to record at midnight. I can't just call someone randomly and be like, hey, you ready to record? I might just get an inspired thought. Sharpen your saw. Know how to do everything in your life. Make sure every area of your life is accounted for. Yes, as a business owner, I hire people, I have people on my team, but knowing how to be strong within yourself, even in relationships. All right. Like, yeah, the men are going to be providers and all that good stuff. But at the same time, you need to be able to provide for yourself. Okay. God forbid anything happens to your spouse, but imagine if something happens and now you're stuck. You can't help him. You can't help yourself. You can't help your children. Sharpen the saw. Get stronger every single day. How do you get stronger every single day? You come to classes like this with your notepad. Okay. You come to classes like this with your notepad. You don't just listen to these classes, but you take it on. So when I say number one, be proactive, you're going through your day, you're going through your week, and you're trying to be proactive. You're trying to emphasize. Okay. You're not just listening to me, you're actually going to do it. You're listening to audiobooks. I love music. Listen, I love music. Okay. I love music. But I've had to cut down on the music I listen to and say every time I want to listen to music while I'm cooking or cleaning, let me put on an audiobook. Something that's going to sharpen my soul. Okay. Something that's going to get me stronger. Something that's going to get me more rooted. Sharpen my soul. Who is down for that? Being this highly successful woman and really going after life in a powerful, powerful manner. I know a lot of you, I see your names, have been on this class every single week. You're committed. But I want you to see your manifestations. I want you to go out there in the world and actually see the greatness that is within you. I want to say this, everyone has a gift. Everyone here, Charlotte, Aoni, Zakaya, Franchois. Sorry if I'm saying your names wrong. Fatima, Kaylee, Jacine, Lisa, Disha. Listen, you all have gifts inside of you that need to be magnified in this world. You deserve, I'm being honest, I just want to speak to your heart to heart. You deserve for people to know what you bring to the world. There's no more hiding. Go out there and get it wrong. Go out there and look a fool. Who cares? I always thought about this when I first started my business. I said, if I start now and no one knows me, then no one knows. You know what I mean? Because I always knew I began with the end in mind, number two. And I said, you know what? There's going to be one day that people are going to be asking me how I did it. There are going to be people asking me, how did you do that? So when I used to post and no one would show up, except for my brother and my sister, when I used to post and I used to go out there in the world, I did conference calls after conference calls, and only two people, my brother and my sister. I said, you know what? One day there's going to be people on this call. One day there's going to be people on this call. So I'm going to use this time to practice. I'm going to use this time to get better. I'm going to use this time to sharpen the saw. So I was very proactive in my thinking. I was very proactive in being like, I'm going to go forward. I'm going to get this thing done. But you have to be committed to your greatness, okay? So I'm super excited to announce that I'm doing a special masterclass next week, Wednesday. Who's already signed up for it? Because I haven't promoted it. Who's already signed up for the masterclass? It's a free masterclass. It's 1.5 hours, right? And it starts at 9 p.m. on Wednesday. So after this class, we're all going to go over to the masterclass. It's 1.5 hours, okay? And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be game planning for 2025. So what we're going to be doing is making sure that we are becoming this highly successful woman and putting all the things in place for us to be that person in 2025 and beyond. Who is down for that? Who wants the link? Who wants the link for that? Let me know if you want the link. Let me try post the link in here. But we're going to be doing that as women on a mission together, sharpening that saw and doing it together. And I'm excited about it. Hey, I'm questioning. If you haven't signed up for the masterclass, I'm kind of questioning our relationship right now. Like, oh, I thought we were tight. There it is. There's the link right there. Sign up for the free masterclass and get in an hour and a half. Give me your undivided time. Give me your undivided attention. Okay. So I will be asking, I'll send it by email as well for sure. So I want to answer some questions. Do you have any questions about the 7 habits of highly effective women, being proactive, starting with the end in mind? Let me know if you have any questions. Type your questions below. Let me know. Bless you, Lisa. Bless you. Any questions, type them below. I'm asking questions for the next 5 minutes or so. But I just want to say this. I'm on a mission. I'm in a new space, a new area. As some of you know, I'm in a relationship now, which is completely a different way of being. Okay, a relationship is a different way of being. Learning how to communicate with someone. Because I'm a woman that likes to do my thing. You know what I mean? I have my way of being. I have my way of doing. I don't like being told what to do. I don't. So being in a relationship for me has really helped me to understand some of you as well. Be like, oh my goodness, like being in a relationship, understanding who you are, understand where you end and the other person begins, is all part of it. Alice, God bless you. Jasmine, yes, right? So my life is evolving, my life is changing. I'm not the same person I was 5 years ago. So the courses that I have, the vision creation experience that I have coming up is going to be on a whole new level. If you've done it before, it's not going to be like last year or the year before. I've grown so much and you have grown so much. Okay. So I really want to do this work with you. I really want to dive deep with you. I have one request for each and every one of you. Can I make a request? Type yes in the chat if I can make a request. Let me know. I have a request. If you're in House of Her, you already know this. But I want you to buy a brand new notebook for my teaching my classes. Okay. I want you to go and buy a nice notebook online. Do not be afraid to spend money on you. Okay. Do not be afraid to invest in you. Do not. I don't want it to be a little £5 notebook. If you don't have £5, I want you to call it forth, manifest it, because I want you to go buy yourself a good notebook. Okay. I want you to buy yourself a nice notebook so when Coach Laura Lyles comes up, this is your notebook for class number 8. This is your notebook for master classes. This is your notebook for any courses that I have. I want to tell you why I do this, because I remember doing that for one of my coaches. Coach saw me, amazing, amazing, love it to bits. I remember doing that when I was broke, when I was going through homelessness, when I had nothing to my name. I remember going through the notebook and just writing down what she said. And I remember looking at the notebook at the time and just not believing it. She said things like believe in yourself and all this. And I just like, oh yeah, how can I do that when I'm in a hostel? I don't have a home, right? How can I believe in myself when I have minus £49 in my bank? But I remember writing it down. And there was a time when that book became my map, when that book of all the teachings, all the notes, it's like the notes started just jumping out of me and it all made sense. That's why I'm so big on writing it down. You might not get it right now. You might think you get it right now, but you'll know when you get it, when you start really manifesting things in your life. But having that book, I go through that book right now and it's like, oh my goodness, so many gems. So go out there and buy yourself a new notebook. Go and get yourself a nice pen and have that be Coach Laura Lyles' notes. Okay, Coach Laura Lyles' notes. And every time I teach, I want you to jot it down. Anything I say that you like, that resonates with you, jot it down. Go through that note, read upon your notes. Think about what actions am I going to take this week in order to get things going. I'm a teacher, okay? I used to work in a school. I'm used to being a teacher, so I'm going to teach you guys, okay? All right, let's go for the questions. How do you strike the balance of rest and diligence? Lisa, great question. Um, you've got to be in tune with you, okay? So it's all about being self-aware, okay? It's all about being self-aware, okay? I know what works for me, but you have to know what works for you. I'm someone that needs to have naps, okay? I need to have naps. So I will go hard and work for 6 hours straight, but then I need to eat, sit down, and then have a little nap to recharge, a little 20-minute, 30-minute nap. So you've got to listen to you, because when I wasn't listening to me, I was just going, 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 and I didn't have any rest, any downtime, and it just didn't work for me. So you just got to listen to yourself. You've got to be self-aware. Like when you've been at the computer screen for a long time, does it make you tired? Do you need a bath? Do you need a salt bath? Do you need a cold water shower? Like, put your success plan in place. I have something called the success DNA that I help women go through. And it's like, what is your success DNA? What do you need? Do you need a little cup of coffee? I know that I need a little bit of coffee, but not too much. Just a little bit of coffee because I have ADHD. Okay. So I need a little bit of coffee. Too much will send me over the edge. Just 2 or 3 sips. Okay. And it will get me focused, it get me calm. That might not work for you, but it's about finding out what works for you. Hope that helps. Okay. you would try to be proactive with your life, but you feel though different situations keep rising and life takes your focus away from your health and well-being. I get it, and financial goals. Do you have any advice on this? Danielle, what I would say to you is I understand that circumstances come up. I get it. And I'm not going to be insensitive to that. Do you understand? I don't want to be like, oh, believe in yourself no matter what. But I want to say this. I want you to really look at each situation and ask yourself, how have you contributed to this? And that might be a hard thing to do, but be like, how have I contributed to this? And you strip it back to be like, oh, I chose this job that paid this much money. I chose not to sharpen my saw. I chose not to begin it with the end in mind. And that's why I have no clear vision of why, you know what I mean? You have to get to that point. And that's what I did. You know, I'm not saying I don't know your situation. So I don't want to be insensitive to what you're going through. But for me, I had to take responsibility, be proactive. I had to be like, why have I got minus 49 pounds on my back? Why am I homeless? Why have I got no home? And I looked at the path I decided to take. Grateful for my son, but I had my son young. Okay. I had my son very young, so I couldn't do what I needed to do. Okay. So I had to trace my steps back and be proactive and be like, okay, I can't change the past and I don't want to. What do I do now? Because you might be 5 years out from your breakthrough, and that's okay. Okay. Don't think that, oh, 5 years, 5 years out is fine. Most of you are probably 5 years out from your abundance, but can you be patient enough? Can you be committed enough? Or are you just like, oh no, I want it now? You know, so I don't know your individual situation, but it is hard to be aligned when things start coming up, bills start coming up. But I was in that situation where every pound I spent is like it went out the next day on a bill or something I needed, until I started rewiring my mind. I want everyone to go and get the book 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. And it will start helping you retrain your mind. Read that book like your life depends on it, though. Okay, so you can start getting that balance. Today you went through your 2021 notebook, and there were so many gems from me. Oh, made you emotional. God bless 2021. You are true to this. You ain't new to this. I love it, love it, love it. So, ladies, listen. We're going to meet back here next week, Wednesday at 8 p.m. And then at 9 p.m., we have the 1.5 masterclass. You might be like, Coach, I'm going to be too tired. No, erase the tiredness. Do what you need to do to have the energy, the aliveness for it, because we are going to transform your life. Who is joining me next week, Wednesday, for both classes? Type me in the chat so I know who you are. Type me. Next week, Wednesday, we've got 2 classes. We've got number 8, and then we've got the masterclass. The masterclass is not on YouTube, it's private on Zoom. Okay, it's private on Zoom. The link will only be sent out to those. Replay will only be available for those who sign up for 24 hours. It's not going to be floating around the internet, because it's a free class, but it should be paid, if that makes sense. So we're gonna have levels to this. There's levels to this. Oh, bless you, bless you. Awesome. So I'm going to send you all love and light and abundance. And I pray that you have abundance this week. I pray that you watch these videos over again, go through my YouTube videos as well, and just soak in the information. And also write me, send me a DM on Instagram if you want me to teach on something. Send me a DM. Yeah, I'm here. I'm available. All right. So I'm sending you all love and light and abundance. God bless you. Thank you for joining me at number 8, and I'll see you next week. God bless. God bless.